What up, folks? Boston Black, PopStarSauces.com. If you're a chef, this is one of the most beautiful things about making hot sauce that there is. What you can do with the remaining brine. Today, we're going to start a recipe that we won't be finishing for a few days. But we're going to start it by taking the brine and soaking macaroni elbows in it. In a couple of days, we're going to be making a macaroni and cheese. To be more specific, we're going to be making lobster mac and cheese. And we're starting it out by soaking our elbows in our ghosted brine that we have remaining. Let it sit 2 days, 48 hours. See how it comes out. See you soon. What up, folks? Now I know that 24 hours ago I said we were making lobster mac and cheese out of this macaroni, which is doing phenomenal, by the way, as you can see. Things changed when I got to the store today and I saw the price of lobster. Lobster is just ridiculous. And we don't use the imitation stuff. We had to get real lobster tails, and we were going to make lobster mac and cheese out of that. But I had to change my mind. So what we're going to be making today is macaroni salad. And we're going to be doing it with this. So give me a couple seconds, I'm gonna set up, and then we'll get right at it. Okay, first thing we're gonna do, before we even go over the ingredients that we're gonna be using today, we are going to start our pot of water boiling. And bring that up to a boil. Now, as far as our ingredients goes, of course, our macaroni that has been sitting in our ferment sauce, well, our ferment brine, some wild caught albacore, 2 eggs, medium red onion, large, whatever, handful of carrots, cilantro, heated habanero seasoning, heated habanero hot sauce, 1 tomato. I like my tomatoes really firm and I want it to last a few days, so I didn't want to go with anything that's super ripe. I went something that's a medium ripeness. Pickles, kosher pickles that are a little bit more on the sweeter side than they are bitter, so make sure you get those. Of course, some celery sticks and some scallions. Mayonnaise, not that fake stuff, not that fat-free stuff, full-fledged mayonnaise, and some sour cream. Okay, we're going to start this process out by chopping up our carrots. Put them in here. We're going to drop them in this water for a little bit. Soften them up. While that is occurring, we want to take my onion and do what we're going to do to this. And basically I want to work with probably half of it. And I want to slice it down some. You can slice them up any way you want to, but I'm looking for not really consistency. I just don't want like large chunks of onion in my salad. Then I want to take this, I want to set this in a bowl. Okay, now what I want to do with this is take some white balsamic vinegar, and we want to put about a tablespoon of it in there. A little bit more than a tablespoon. Then I want to set this aside. So now I dice up my scallions. Most of this is going to be preparation. Again, you can cut these any size you want, but this is about the size I'm going to cut mine. And I got those done. Take my celery, and I want to do the same thing. Now, cilantro. Now this I want more of a finer cut too. Combine these together. Dice my tomato. I'll leave that set aside. Now, my carrots should be just about where I want them. You know they are. Now what I want to do is take that same water look at my macaroni. Almost perfect. Now we're going to drop our macaroni in here. Yes, I know the macaroni is technically done. What this is going to do, if I can get the macaroni out, what this is going to do is heat up the macaroni, make sure it's tender, but it already is. Look at this. This is way tender. What this is going to do though is heat up the macaroni and give me, most importantly, what it's going to do is give me that sticky feel that I'm going to need once it actually dries. So you want to heat it up, the brine up in all, just combine everything together, heat it up, and then let it dry. And I promise you, you're going to get the feel that I'm talking about. Meanwhile, I want to start making my sauce. Now I know I just said that I'm going to make my sauce for it, but before I even do that, because it's imperative that I make this perfectly clear. Only thing you want this to do is just to come up to about 170 degrees, no more. And then you want to drain it. Because again, your macaroni is already done. You just want it to tenderize it, if you will. You want to drain it really well. You want to make sure you drain it really well. And several people, nothing to say against their technique. At this point, they will put it in water to cool it. No. You don't want to do that. You want to let this cool all on its own. Every few minutes, you want to flip it to make sure that it, you bring the heat up to the top and let it escape. And now we're going to prepare our sauce. Okay, to make our sauce, mayonnaise in a jar. Your bowl, I'm sorry. Mayonnaise in your bowl. Sour cream in your bowl. Onions in the vinegar in the bowl, and the vinegar, all of it at the same time in the bowl. Dijon mustard. I know a lot of people use, I shouldn't even say a lot of people. It's customary to use yellow mustard. We're not using yellow mustard. We're going for a little bit more flavor. And I want about a little bit more than a tablespoon. that in there too. I'll salt it now. Pepper. Heated habanero. Spicy rub. Yep, a little bit right now. Now with all that in, I'll start to fold. Not really mixing, folding. Now I want you to notice something. Consistency. It's not super runny. I don't like it super runny. This is where I want it at this particular point. Take my spoon, kept it, so I can taste it. It's also customary for a lot of people to add sugar to this. While I'm talking, I want to go ahead and I want to flip this so I can let a little bit more of that heat escape. What's the point in being a hot sauce maker and keeping all of that brine if you don't use it in these instances? This is the honey vodka brine that's remaining from our spooky berry sauce. Instead of adding sugar, I'll take, no, sorry. One ounce. This is going to be phenomenal. So many uses for that. This is where we're going to be at with this. Now look at that. There we go. There we go. Now I want to set this aside for a minute. And we want to start to peel out eggs. When peeling your eggs, you always want to rinse them. Last thing you want is eggshells, any one piece of eggshell inside of your salad. Again, we're still waiting on this to cool, but you see the stickiness? This is what you want. But you want it completely cool, and I mean completely cool. Room temperature. But you see the stickiness? It's already developing. See? It would have just took me way too long to get it from it being cool like that. You gotta, once you bring it to temperature, it automatically happens. I can't even tell you how good it tastes. I'm gonna take like 3 pickles. I want to take everything down to about the same size. just gonna add that tanginess that that's where we want to be at with that. And now I slice up my eggs. Not too hard boiled. Not to the point that you're turning the yolk all green. But not soft either. Last thing we want to do here is cutting wise. I'm going to slice these up. Now I want you to notice that even though I'm chopping them up, even though they were slightly cooked or blanched, you see, they still got some bite to it, some firmness. That's what you wanted. You just want to heat them up to the point that you bring out more of the sweetness of the carrots. And again, you can bring them down to whatever size you want. This is just where I want mine. Now, some people do theirs differently. Some people add all of this to their sauce. I don't want to do that. I want to take this and I want to fold it in to my salad. And my salad is just where I want it to be. Look at it, clumpy. So I want to fold this in to my salad. Carrots first. Parsley. Now you're beginning to see. Pickles. Now you're beginning to see. Look at that. Before I add my tomatoes and my egg, which is going to be one of the last things I add, I'm going to add my tuna. Now we add our tuna. I'm adding 2 packs of Albacore. You can use any one you want, regular tuna, whatever, but me, I'm adding wild caught Albacore. Now here, our salt. Pepper. And once again, I add my heated habanero spicy rub. tell me that don't look good. I know a lot of people be like, wait, you ain't got enough macaroni in there. Nah, man, this is right here. This is what a salad should look like. Shouldn't be all macaroni and a little bit of green and all this. No, it should look like this. A nice blend of all your ingredients in good portions. Now that I've got it right here, I want to pour in my sauce. Half of it. Like, wait a minute, what about the egg? It's coming, bruh, it's coming. Look at that. Now you telling me that don't look good? I want to make almost like this hole. Then I want to bring in my tomatoes and my egg. With the addition of my tomato and egg, before I start stirring, I want to take the rest of my sauce. Now, I want to fold that all in. Look at that. Plate it and enjoy. Macaroni salad. So many flavors all at once. I'm getting a kick from the hot sauce. The brine, the macaroni is so flavored that it's even hard to describe. I taste every single ingredient in it, from the mayonnaise, the pickles, everything. You name it, I taste it. And in such fresh quantities that it's ridiculous. Just one mouthful, and I'm getting the whole 9 yards. And look at that. Nothing is overpowering the other. Everything is just absolutely wonderful. Mouthful of flavor. There you go. Pop's version of macaroni salad. Peace. Oh, nice. I know I shouldn't be doing this on camera. How can plain macaroni have this much flavor? This is gonna be just a bomb.